everybody. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa and I'm the Mummy Whisperer, and I help mums get healthier, happier, and those with small businesses, I help you to get your businesses off the ground and successful and paying the bills and paying for all the fun things in the family. And today I'm going to have a little bit of a rant. Okay, this is my pet subject, and it's something I really hate, is small business owners being persuaded to follow strategies or to buy programs and courses which are completely irrelevant and unsuitable for them. So honestly, this doesn't mean in any way, shape or form that you have to sign up for anything from me, but I just want to make sure that you guys stop spending money that's not going to help you and start finding the right courses and the right programs. And this is going to help you so that you know. Sorry, it's just telling me I've gone live. That's really helpful. So there's two things you need to look at. One is you're a mum. So the programs to a certain degree do need to be focused and orientated on that. For instance, I'm in a mastermind program and it's fabulous, but because it's not orientated to mums, it's, insert swear word, hard work, because they don't understand that the amount of time I've got is so limited, that the times that they want to run things are just so incredibly inconvenient, and how much action they want me to take is just completely unfeasible. You know, and it's all very well people say, oh, it's an excuse. It's not an excuse. When your kid's got chicken pox or your kid's sick or something's happening at school, obviously that takes priority. So we do have to make sure that we streamline our businesses so that they can run and keep running successfully, even despite whatever new drama the kids are going to throw at us, right? So that's one thing that's just really obviously, blatantly important. And then the other thing is, as I said, depending on where your business is at, is you need completely different strategies, right? So if any of you who are watching have a really successful business which is now earning, 4, 5, 10 grand a month, you're at a completely different scale from anybody who is starting from scratch. So maybe you've been quiet during Corona, maybe you were struggling during Corona, maybe you haven't managed to get your business from being a hobby kitchen table business to the point where it's, contributing a degree of money which is like really helpful, so that it's reliably paying the bills or paying for holidays or anything like that. It's a completely different strategy. So I'm going to actually talk you through why it's such a different strategy, because I'm really passionate about this. Yes, I do have a free challenge starting on Monday. Again, it's for mums, so it's quick, it's to the point, it's not going to be overwhelmed with lots and lots of actions. You are really welcome to join. I will put the link in the comments. It's in my Facebook group, Mum Your Own Business. But you don't have to. But you do have to follow what I say here, because otherwise you're going to spend money and spend time that you can't afford. So that's why these strategies are so helpful to you. So let's look at why it would be different. Let's start at something really obvious. If you have a business which is new versus growing, a growth pricing strategy, right, would be what's called a transformational strategy. You're not looking at the hourly rate, you're looking at how much transformational value you're giving. Now that's where you're heading towards as a new business as well, or a business starting from scratch or having to just, boost from very little. But what you're probably looking at is a market penetration pricing strategy, right, which is very different. And people will give you the idea that you shouldn't consider playing with your prices. They're all about the money and how much you're making. No, I know you want to make more money. I know you do, but it's got to be done right. So whereas at a growth stage, someone's looking at making more money, attracting more numbers, keeping the energy going and making sure that their systems handle the growth. So they have to make sure that they have the systems in place to grow. They might be looking at VAs and tech support and goodness knows what. They might be looking at all sorts of things. If you're at a start from scratch point, then what you need to focus on is social proof. Social proof with testimonials from people saying how fabulous you are, and your own social proof, walking your talk, showing that you can do it as well, yeah? And what you're looking to do is to create a buzz. So you don't want any objections getting in the way. You don't want any incorrect pricing strategy getting in the way to create a buzz. And you're literally, if you think about it from a physics perspective, you know, when a ball is rolling, it starts up a little bit slowly and then it catches up speed. So what you're looking to do is you're looking to give it a real energetic push, something that you wouldn't do. You wouldn't even be able to do every single day of the week. But you're looking to give it a great big push so that it gets momentum and gets going. Yeah? So it's a very different focus and different strategy. That's what will, in the end, get you the reliable clients and customers coming in. Right? That's what's so important. But social proof is your priority, not money. I know you want the money. I do. I really understand. So let's talk about money. Let's talk about making sure that you don't waste any money. Let's talk about Facebook ads. I mean, if you have a small business, how many adverts are popping up telling you to go and sign up with the most recent Facebook ads coach? But generally speaking, and I would go into this sort of thing in more detail in my free challenge, but generally speaking, you're going to be throwing money at just like random nothingness, and it's not going to help you at all. Right? Facebook ads are for when you already have a fabulous freebie that people are just jumping onto, an incredible kind of low price, no-brainer product that everybody would want, a killer sales pitch for your program and your service. That's when a Facebook ad works, right? That's when it works. But when you're still at the momentum building, starting from scratch, let's face it, you're not 100% sure what your niche is. You're not 100% sure how to sell your product. You're not 100% sure, you know, what presses people's buttons. So don't put any money into a Facebook ad on it. You need first to get it working. Then you put some money in it. And frankly, Facebook ads are not the easiest thing in the world to get going. You'd be better off making loads and loads of money and paying somebody. So it's about managing your costs. You don't want to be signing up to something really, really expensive, putting loads of money into Facebook ads. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be spending money, for God's sake, don't be spending money on photographers and really, really expensive websites and all that sort of thing. Yes, when you get to your growth stage, if you don't invest at that point, then you are definitely at that point going to be stunting your growth. Okay, so I know several small businesses doing really, really well, but they're at this point, and this is when you have to bring in VAs so that things aren't limited by your time. This is when you have to have an amazing website that actually is brilliant. This is when you need special photographs that, you know, show you off. This is a different time. You don't do it at the beginning. You don't spend until you have the money. And for God's sake, sorry for swearing, but I cannot bear hearing about small businesses who've been convinced to spend ridiculously huge amounts of money, thousands and thousands of pounds, on courses or programs or coaching or anything like that. There's one simple rule. And if you can take this away with you, you will save yourself so much money. And please share, because I'm just so passionate about this. I heard again about somebody the other day spending like 30 grand on something. Debt, you know, people go into debt. They sell houses, they put it on their mortgage. No. If your business isn't currently earning you enough to pay for that coaching program, that course, that whatever, then you haven't earned it and you're not ready for it. That's the reality. This is probably one of the worst things. I mean, I am a huge learning fanatic. So I have spent eye-watering amounts on education over the last 20 years as a coach. But I'm telling you this because there are people who they'll sell you a strategy. They'll say, yes, come sign up for my strategy. But their business is selling their strategy. That's why they're so successful. That's what their business is. Their business isn't yours. Unless they're specifically in your business, they made it work and they're like exactly like you, and they guarantee it, which they won't. They just won't. I guarantee my stuff, but they just won't, because they're all like, no, you have to take responsibility for it. No, actually, that's not true. They have to take responsibility for making sure that their stuff works for you and that they can motivate you. Yeah. So, yes, if you haven't earned enough money yet, so if somebody came along to me and said, I would love to join your business club, but at the moment I'm earning nothing and I'm not going to have the time to spend on my business over the next 3 months either, so that's not going to change, I would say no, do my free challenge, maybe buy my business bundle so that you can be preparing and getting yourself. So I've got a business booster bundle, you can be preparing, you can get yourself ready, but you're not ready for the club. No, that would be daft. That would be really uncomfortable. You'd be sitting there not being able to use it. No. So, what else was I going to say? Yes. Now, the difference again between growth and starting from scratch. So starting from scratch, you might have a small Facebook group, but your focus is going to be on building that community. That, again, like I said, needs momentum. It needs buzz. Probably loads and loads of extra rewards. You'll see me doing that because I've had the business club happily running in the background all the way through Corona. I've got all the social proof and all the rest of it. And I was, frankly, too knackered to run Facebook challenges through Corona. I'll be blatantly honest. I should have done. I could not face it. Whereas now, I've the 7 months has been good for me. That's the truth, and I'm already and buzzing. So, this is a good example for you. In my new Mum Your Own Business Facebook group, I'm going to be making a big buzz. I've got the free Facebook challenge coming in, which, don't do what I did because I've given very little notice. That wasn't wise. You need to plan these things more. But yeah, so in there I've got that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do free, short, live reviews, social media reviews, marketing reviews, website reviews, strategy reviews. I'm going to do free, quick reviews in there for 6 weeks. Well, that's like a no-brainer, isn't it? And also, it's very much, there's going to be so many new people coming in, it gives them a chance to actually see what on earth it is I do. Whereas when you're at a growth stage, it's more about a consistent thing that happens reliably and regularly, and you don't have to put those kinds of boosts in. You do, if you look at Denise Duffield-Thomas is really well known. She does like one great big boosting launch once a year, and then, she just looks after people all the way through the year. Let me look again at the scary title, sales funnels. That always scares the shit out of people. So when you're in a growth stage, then you're going to make sure that you have a proper pucker, probably quite expensive sales funnel that you put together. You're going to be analysing numbers, you're going to be tweaking, because at that level and the amount you're earning at that much, it's worth it. It's worth, because a tiny little tweak could earn you all sorts of things, right? Okay, but you're not going to do that from scratch. From scratch, if you talk to Facebook ads people, they'll go, you must get your pixel sorted out. Why? You probably don't even get much traffic to your website, do you? Your pixel is all about analysing the traffic, analysing, that when you have 100 sales, what happens between this part of the funnel and that part of the funnel. How many people, when you're trying to sell, so I remember attending a thing, when you're trying to sell programs that are like worth £1,000 at a time, and you're trying to sell 10, and so you're trying to analyze how many people clicked on your free link and then clicked from there onto your webinar, and then actually attended your webinar, and then actually came on and bought the program. When you're doing that, you're not at that stage. Now, please don't get me wrong. Absolutely, you could put something out. You could be in the perfect vibe. You could put something out there which is so in tune that it sells like hotcakes and is amazing. And you literally, suddenly make shed loads of money. But word of warning, I've seen this. I've seen two things. One is I've seen people being encouraged to go from 0 to 10k a month, and two is I've seen people go from literally nothing up to 5-10k a month, up to 20, up to 100k a month. And what happens is you cannot miss the evolutionary developmentary steps for both your business and for you personally. So if you make a really, really big leap like that, you're still going to have to do all the things you would have had to have done anyway. You're still going to have to create the systems. You're still going to have to create solid foundations. You're still going to have to create a consistent lead generator. And what can happen is that people go straight into that and they just assume that's going to happen every single time. So they don't put effort into creating a consistent lead generator that brings in new people that they can warm up all the time. I know one person, really well-known coach, she's very, very honest about this. She was at the level where I think she was earning like 100, 200 grand a year. She did a huge launch because she just assumed it would be as successful as all of her other launches, and lost, oh my God, unbelievable amounts. I think she lost like 100 grand on it, went into debt and everything, just shockingly level. So you can't miss these steps. And that's why I say, I know you want more money. I know you want more clients. You will get it. You will get it. Absolutely. No problem. But what you need is a buzz. And what you need is social proof. And what you need as well is, whilst you're making some sales, is to be getting that lead generation, that bringing new people in. Okay, so if you're still with me after having watched this very long rant, then I would love you to join my free challenge next week. No strings attached. Obviously, I will have a few bits and pieces that I sell at the end, but I'm really happy to share this. Also, the Facebook group is going to be rocking. There's going to be so much going on in there. It's the perfect time to join in at the moment, and there's going to be so many tips. Sorry, the dog. So many useful things. He wants to tell you that he has a really nice bone. It's really exciting. Yeah, go away. So what are we going to do? Right, the way that it's going to work is each morning, and I'll put an exact time into the group when I've by the end of the day, maybe tomorrow. So in the morning there will be a short live about a particular subject. Right. There's also later on in the day going to be what I call a myth-busting rule. So something that's really important for you to know, like a quick tip, basically. And then at the end of the day, there's going to be a live Q&A about what I did the live on, but except for the fact that I want to give you time to digest it. So I'm going to do that live the next day. So on Monday, you're just going to have the quick information live and then the tip. The next day, you'll have the new live and the new information tip, and then Q&A from the day before. It gives you a chance to think about what I've said, think about what you might do, and then come and ask me questions. So you've actually got a little bit of time there. So on the last day, the Friday, obviously it's just going to be the live. Does that make sense? It will do. Come and join the Facebook group. I will put the link in the comments. Mum Your Own Business, it's called. And it will make loads and loads of sense. The idea is to give you very quick ideas as to what you've got to do to get your results really, really fast. Create that buzz. We're going to be looking at how to pick one thing to focus on, how to create a freebie buzz that's fabulous, a fabulous freebie that people want, how to create an incredible offer that actually sells, and how to manage your social media so you create one post that then fills literally 6 weeks of social media posts, because these are all things that you need to do. Yeah? Good. Right. If you know anybody who's running a small business, kids are back to school, they're now wanting to boost and focus on their business, and well, especially mums, dads as well, but mums, who needs a bit of help. So they're a mum. I say mum because they're time poor, resource poor, and energy poor. So sometimes also people with like chronic health conditions. Please do share this with them, tag them in the comments so they know. Let's get everybody boosted and going, because I enjoy that. Take care, everybody, and do remember that you really do deserve to be happy and healthy and wealthy. And I know it's been a difficult time, but we are going to crack this and we're going to get everything buzzing in your business. Okay, see you next week. Bye.